That last little surgery was a small surgery. I did 600 hair grafts, 475 beard grafts. So let's quickly get here in the light and show you what my donor area looks, and then we'll talk about my hair transplant obsession. All right, because that's one of like the main comments I've been getting on the last few videos. All right, got a little bit of a cold, so my voice might sound a little bit different. Anyway, here's my that's my beard. This is 3 days post-op. 3 days post-op. That's crazy, right? You can barely even tell that like anything was done. This is a little bit more on this side, but 3 days post-op, 475 beard grafts. I think honestly that this stuff, I have no financial affiliation with this company, by the way. I just think it's freaking awesome. SurgiHeal Pro. I've been using this stuff on like my little donor sites, and yeah, I'm healing up like super fast. I mean, it's kind of like, yeah, underneath here, you know, you can barely even see anything, and this is like literally just day 3 post-op. Answer all you guys' questions, of course, and then here is my head. This is the way it looks. Show you here, get a close-up look. So that's that along the hairline. There you go. And then here's like from the top. Cool. And then they didn't actually take any donor hair from the back of my head, so I don't even need to show you that. On the donor hair from my head, like the top of my head was taken from like this area right there. This area right here. Yeah, so it's like more like that spot. I'm in New York City, so it's a little bit loud. Yeah, so what is there to talk about before this, we get into the hair transplant obsession? Oh, what's up, Killian? He said you're so close to the 5,000 sub mark, David. So close, so close. Please, like, I don't know, 15 more people subscribe so I can hit it. All right, so yeah, anyway, that's day 3 post-op. All that. Okay, so I'll quickly tell you before I get into my hair transplant obsession. I'll quickly tell you kind of what happened with this surgery and why it happened and everything. So, you guys know 1 year ago, I actually did a surgery with Dr. McGrath, and we did, I think it was around 2,500 hair grafts. And that really set me up pretty nicely. Like, I wasn't really planning to get another surgery anytime soon after getting that done. You know, I grew my hair out, it was looking pretty great. Okay, cool. Ryan, I'll answer all these questions. I'll go through every single question if you guys will just stick around for 1 second, and I'll quickly take you through this. So then I got a call from Dr. Mwamba, and you know, Dr. Mwamba, Patrick Mwamba, had actually worked on my scar here, the one that I got from the first guy, who I will not name because not a big fan of that dude, who left me with that big FUT scar, like way below the safe donor zone. For my second surgery in particular, when he left me with that big scar. And so Dr. Mwamba had worked on that with just some beard grafts. He'd taken some, I think we'd done like, I forget how many, 700, 800 or something like that. And he put them in my scar, but they only grew on one side, and that's just because it had nothing to do with Dr. Mwamba and his skill, I don't think at all. I think it's just, you know, and he kind of told me beforehand they might not all grow because of the lack of blood flow from the scar. So fortunately, one of the things that they find is that after you do a first scar transplant into a scar, a lot of times the second time they'll grow better because there's better blood supply. So he called me and he's like, hey, I'd love to go back and like work on your scar a little bit more and like kind of really do it up and make it look good, because you know it only grew like kind of half grew the first time. So I was like, okay, cool. So we scheduled that. I had this trip planned to New York City to see my brother's apartment, by the way. And then I got down there the day of the surgery, which is like 3 days ago, and we were chatting, and I was like, you know, the scars thing doesn't really bother me, and actually I like having my hair longer. And I just shaved my head for the surgery, and kind of 2 things. One for the surgery, just to make it easier for him to do whatever he wanted. And then the second thing was, I honestly just kind of wanted to try shaving my head a year after my last hair transplant, just to kind of see like what it all looked like. And a few of my viewers, you guys, have been like, hey, shave your head, and I was like, really? Shave my head? I kind of like having hair. But then I thought, yeah, why not? Yeah, it's kind of an interesting experiment. Shave my head after my transplant. I mean, not many people really do that, I think. So I thought I'd give it a shot, and I recorded that all for you guys. There's a video now, a live video of me shaving my head, and I also recorded a little like more professional kind of video that'll come out in a week or two. So anyway, back to day of surgery. I'm chatting with Dr. Mwamba, and I was like, you know, I really like my hair, but I feel like between the options, if we got the options today of doing like more scars, more hair into the scar, or like just going in and just touching up little things, doing some like fine little hairs along my hairline, just touching up, like you can't even really see, but there's, well, maybe you kind of can, just like, it's just like a little bit, just like a few little grafts. He basically just like went through at every little spot that was a little bit more empty than the other ones. He just kind of like filled little things in. I mean, it's not a lot of grafts. It was like 1,075 grafts in total, which is not a lot, you know? But yeah, so once we were chatting, I was like, I think I'd rather do that personally than put the grafts in the scar. For me, like the beard grafts, like I have tons of beard hair and it matches my scalp hair quite well. I mean, you can probably even kind of tell by the way this hair is and this hair, like they're fairly similar, and the way that they feel and everything. So my beard hair grafts are like, they're like free grafts for me, you know, in a sense. So Dr. Mwamba, he said he estimated that I still have, and this is answering one of you guys' questions, I still have about 2,000 head hair grafts left, that if I wanted to go to that bank in the future and use some of those head hair grafts, I have like 2,000 left. So that's still like a lot, you know, that's another 2 surgeries like tomorrow if I wanted to. Okay, so anyway, so that's that. So it was super easy. I mean, I've really found that if you go to a great surgeon, hair transplant is pretty much a walk in the park. Like I didn't experience any pain. My last 3 surgeries that I've done, actually 4. Well, even though if you count the one 4, if you count the one with Dr. Mwamba for just the beard to scar, I'll count that as 1. Yeah, I haven't taken any pain medication for like my last 4 surgeries. And with this stuff, the Surgio Pro, because it's got like, I think it's like 70 times the antimicrobial killing power of bleach. It's like incredible. And all these amazing healing powers. You can look up some articles on hypochloric acid use in cosmetic surgery and all the benefits. It basically helps you heal really fast, and it's like pH balance. You could literally spray it in your eyes and it wouldn't hurt you. But it's like super high bacterial killing power. Kills COVID and all that kind of stuff. So where was I at? Yeah, so I don't even need any like antibiotics. So I didn't take any antibiotics either this time. So no antibiotics, no pain, you know, no pain medication, like whatever, other than the Valium. I took some Valium during the surgery. Just honestly, that was just more to kind of relax and sleep through the whole thing. So it's kind of like this walk in the park thing. Also, Dr. Mwamba did the surgery for me for free. So 0 cost, makes my hair look better. Like, why would I? So, but most of the comments, what's interesting, like on these videos, most of the comments that I'm getting, at least I would say almost half, are literally like, dude, you're obsessed with hair transplants. You just can't stop. You're just obsessed with them. Like, what's your problem? Like, can't you, like, it's comments kind of like that. Basically just saying how I'm obsessed with hair transplants and hair. I just don't think that's true at all. Like, I spend so little time thinking about my hair or hair transplants. Literally just only when I'm making these videos, pretty much, for you guys. Yeah, I mean, I guess my other big argument for that, especially when it comes to hair transplants, is like hair transplants, it's a restorative surgery. It's restorative. So you're literally just making something like it was already. It's not like a cosmetic surgery where you're changing the way that you look, really, to try and make yourself something that like you aren't. You know what I mean? Like, it's like you're literally just trying to put nature back to what nature basically already gave you. It's kind of like if somebody, you know, hurts their arm, and then yeah, it's like if someone hurts their arm and then they want to fix that, the pain in their arm, and then someone says, "Oh, dude, you're just obsessed with like fixing that pain in your arm." Like which like you've already gone into 5 different doctors to fix that pain in your arm. Like just give it up. Just deal with the pain. Like that doesn't make any sense. Like originally there was no pain in their arm, so like why wouldn't they want to fix that? A hair transplant, I'm not changing anything other than just making my hair what it was like before I experienced this, you know, this alopecia thing that this sort of unfortunately negative gene that I inherited, you know, or like, yeah, I mean, it's like if someone has cancer or something like that. Like, why would you not just like fix it? I don't know. Especially if it's like, especially in my case, like it literally is free. But even if it wasn't free, even if I like was paying for this, um, yeah, like if I was paying for it, I wouldn't have done the surgery like this past time because I think my hair already looked pretty good. But I think I probably would go in for surgery eventually again. Um, yeah, I think I would eventually. I was already pretty happy with it, but now it's gonna be even better. It's like, why would I not do it? I think you're more crazy. I'd be more crazy to not make my hair look as good as possible. Like I don't understand why I wouldn't do that. Yeah, especially like it's literally it cost me 8 hours out of my day one day to go make my hair look better. Anyway, all right, so I'll start answering some questions, but I feel like I'm not like even remotely obsessed with my hair. Like no one who knows me personally, I know you guys see this, and I can understand that. Like how anyone's watching my videos be like, "You're obsessed with hair transplants." Like I can understand that because I have a channel about hair transplants, right? So like all you see me doing all day long, if you're watching my videos, is talking about hair and hair loss and hair transplants. But it's actually so little, like so small a part of my life. No one who actually knows me personally would ever think that I was obsessed with hair or hair transplants. Anyway, all right. So let's answer some questions. Sorry, it's New York City, so there's always going to be noises and things. Rithik says, "Do you think 21 is too young for a hair transplant?" I don't think that it's too young for a hair transplant, Rithik. Um, yeah. I don't think there's an age that's too young necessarily for a hair transplant. I think it all depends on your situation. Are you on preventative medication uh, that is like working for you, and do you just want to like restore your hairline a little bit, or is your hairline like there's so many things. You just really need a good consultation. I don't think there's like a one age that's too young or too old for a hair transplant. I think it just comes down to having a consultation with somebody that knows what they're talking about and helping you navigate, you know, what you're going through basically. Ryan Whitman said, "How many back of head hair grafts, not beard, do you have left?" Yes, I answered that. So that's about 2,000. Jordan says, "How many transplants in do you feel like you had good density all around?" Oh man, good density all around. That's, you know, yeah, I feel like that's a hard question to answer because, yeah, I feel like it's a question to answer because what is good density, you know? In a sense, I'd almost say I still don't have good density, you know? Like, it depends on what you're kind of qualifying as density. Like, you're never going to have the same density as you originally had, like that you were born with. You're never going to have that. So if that's like good density is like what you're born with, then I don't think you'll ever achieve that with a hair transplant. I think you can just achieve, yeah. Okay, so Jordan refreshed his question. I guess enough to where it's not see-through. I would say this last one really, like not this last one, like the one I got a couple days ago, but the one before that. I'd say that one Yeah, I'd say that one, which I would kind of technically say is number 4, my 4th transplant. I would say that's the first one where I could not comb my hair, and even if I just woke up out of bed with like no like putting my hair in any kind of position, just like woke up, just no matter what, it would still look good. And anybody who saw me would go like, "You have a full head of hair." So I would say it was really number 4, this past one, which was the first one to do that. And it's the first time that I ever grew my hair out long as well, and then it really like looked good long. I think before that it wouldn't have looked really good long. So Vasilis says, "Are you still balding, or is your alopecia stopped?" I think I'm not balding anymore because of the pill that I'm taking, this finasteride, this like oral finasteride, oral minoxidil pill. Yeah, I think like I don't feel like I'm balding at all anymore. Like I don't feel like I have any of that. So that's one of the reasons that it's like, why not at this point go for it and like make my hair as great looking as possible, because because of this pill, I'm not experiencing any new hair loss from what I can tell. Cool. How many beard hairs are in your head? Well, Juggle the Clown, that's hard to say because I think I had like 800 the first time put in the scar. I think that's what, but a lot of them didn't grow. So, and then this was 475. All right, so this person says overplantation. I don't know what that really means. I don't think that makes any sense, but God bless you. Okay, Cascade says, "What's the latest on exosomes? You look great." Thank you so much. Yeah, so the Zoflo product that I had injected, which I really think helped me in a couple different ways. One, there was like that, if you go watch my old videos, there's like this crazy thing that happened with my singing voice where it actually improved after the first time I got that done, with like a very noticeable improvement. So that was like a really wild thing that happened. And then it definitely made my hair thicker and stronger as well. It just overall just felt thicker and stronger after I got that done. So I definitely think that it has a positive effect on me, and I've seen it have a positive effect on other people, like firsthand. So again, my voice sounds a little bit strange because I have a cold at the moment. Yeah, so the Zoflo product got taken off the market right now because it is under like last stage trials, like FDA approval for the treatment of COVID-19. And so because that's a huge thing and they're going to make a ton of money off that, there was some kind of thing to where they had to pull it off the market for like all use. So no, you can't get the product right now. And then once it gets approved for the COVID-19 use, then they're going to put it back on the market for use in like all kinds of things. You'll be able to buy it, but for whatever reason, it was part of the approval process that they had to kind of actually pull it completely off market. So yeah, just waiting until that comes back. Vasilis says, "I remember you saying in a video that you had stopped Finasteride because of some really dark stories you heard. This isn't the case anymore." Yeah, that's correct, Vasilis. I've told this story a couple of times in different videos, but I talked to, this like years ago, how many years ago? 6 years ago or something? 7, maybe more. I talked to the guys with the Post-Finasteride Syndrome Foundation, the PFS Foundation. I talked to the president of that foundation on the phone, and a couple of other guys who work with the Post-Finasteride Syndrome Foundation. And their stories are like terrifying, honestly. Yeah, and it scared me. It scared the out of me, you know? And so I got off finasteride at that time. I never had any negative side effects from finasteride, but I was so like terrified of those stories, and my hair was already looking pretty good. So I made what I think is now the incorrect and wrong decision to get off of finasteride and stop taking it. And I stopped taking it for about 3 years, and my hair definitely got worse during those 3 years. I would say it maybe even set me back like another hair transplant. I probably had to get about an extra hair transplant just because of the setback from like the 3 years that I was off finasteride. Um, so yeah, so that's that. And since then, I mean, my brothers are all on finasteride. They're all taking the same combo pill that I take. I talk to like hundreds, if not like thousands of guys, and so few have negative side effects from finasteride, and like none have the same stories as the guys from the PFS Foundation that, that they were telling me, where like just ruin their life and all that sort of thing. So yeah, I'm kind of pro finasteride now at this point, but I really think it's important that you get a really high grade of finasteride. Like actually, I would take brand name Propecia or something like the pill I take, which is like a third party monitored and tested pill that's like super, super high quality. Cool. Priscilla says, how old are you now? I'm almost 40. Yeah, almost 40 now. So that's it. That's all the questions. Cool. Anyway, so that's I just want to jump on here about this hair obsession thing. I don't know. I guess I can see how people could think that, because that's all a lot of people see from me is just hair stuff. But I'm the furthest from being obsessed with hair transplants or getting my hair done. It's just a restorative thing that if you can get it done, and like safely and effectively and without a lot of pain, like why would you not? I think it's more weird people that like would be interested in having good hair and like, but just don't, just because of, I don't know, their own reasons, I guess, fear or something. Yeah, Juggle the Clown, is your dad bald? Yes. My dad passed away, but yes, by the time my dad was my age, he was totally bald. He had no hair anywhere here. It was all gone. My dad told me when I was a kid, he used to say that it's gonna happen to you. Look at me, I'm bald. You're gonna be bald too. And he was kind of right and kind of wrong. All right, so Raphael says, do you consider body hairs transplant with Dr. Mwamba in the future? Yeah, so I don't have any plans for the future about my hair. At this point, I'm good, but I might get more surgeries. Who knows? I could get like 5 more surgeries. I might use body hair. I might use head hair. Might use hair cloning whenever that comes out. I don't really know. I have no plan for the future right at this moment to have any more surgeries, but I'm completely not going to write off that I won't have any more, For me, it's kind of just like whenever it comes up, it's convenience, and it seems like it would be an improvement over what I currently have, then I will do that. But yeah, maybe. So that's that. All right, guys, if we're getting more chats, then I'll rest in peace, your dad. Thank you very much. Yeah, a lot of emotions there for sure. Cascade says, what's the latest on hair cloning? I don't really keep up like a lot with it. A couple of the people that I've talked to that do seem to keep up with it a lot more than me say that if it is going to happen, it's quite a ways out. So I wouldn't guess that it will be available for any kind of public, use in a hair transplant in the next 5 years. I don't think so. Maybe 10 years. So that would be, I think if you're like going through, the balding thing now or want to get your hair back, I don't think hair cloning is something you even need to remotely think about, because it doesn't exist yet as a product that we can buy, and we don't know when it's going to, and so I think that like you should use the tools that actually exist currently to think about what you're going to do. Not, I think it's a big problem, or not a big problem, but like I think it's personally illogical in my view to, like, a lot of people spend a lot of time researching these things, they're going bald, so they're like researching hair cloning because they're like just waiting on this new magical thing to appear, this new scientific thing to appear, and so they don't just take advantage of what we actually have now that works. And I mean, I think that I'm pretty good proof. Like, if you guys seen my pictures when I was in my early 20s, I was really bald, like Norwood 5. I did not have very much hair on the top of my head, and what little I did was like very wispy, and like, you know, people would look at me and go like, yeah, you're a bald guy, you know, like you're like, yeah. I looked, in many ways, I looked older then than I do now, like what, 15 plus years later or whatever. Can I make a time lapse of hair growth? Yeah, maybe I'll try and do that. I think at this point, because I've got so much hair already, I don't know how noticeable it's going to be in a time lapse, but I might be able to do that. When he says, "Hey there, David." Oh, is that Whitney? Is that Whitney who I met at Dr. Mwamba's office? There's a guy named Whitney who was getting surgery done the same day that I got it done, and really super nice guy. He was awesome, and we filmed a little quick video together, so I'm gonna post that here on the channel. I think his surgery's gonna turn out great. Looking like it was gonna be great. All right, guys. Well, I'm gonna. Oh, there you go. Whitney says, "I made it back to Texas. 3,000 grafts. Way to go, dude. It's gonna look awesome. Please send me some pictures once it all grows in. Like a year from now. Looking forward to seeing your before and after photos." Super, super nice guy. All right, guys. Well, I'm gonna head out. I just wanted to quickly jump on and say hi and wishing you all the best. And I will talk to you soon. There's my hair as of today, 3 days post-op. What is here? The donor area. All right, catch you later.